Hello, and welcome to ohmTown Daily, the new show powered by ohmTown.com. That's that right there. I am Mayor Watt. The AI is, down for the count. But we are still going to go on with the show. Today is March 21st, 2024. It's Season 3, Episode 81. We're going to go through these 10 articles. I make up these titles, but the titles are actually from the sources if you go over to ohmTown.com. You can follow the links through the show notes. Go over and check it out. Become a citizen of ohmTown. You get a bunch of other functions and features. Let's go. To the moon tubes, Alice. BMW Vision New Class X. Florida Leprosy. Hotel Keycard security, full court Eclipse. Those little rascals are felons. Baltimore sells vacant homes. My nightmare turned real. D&D and 50Y. And from Overpass to Curve. That and more on ohmTown Daily News Show. Hello everybody, again I am Mayor Watt and that is ohmTown.com, and the sentient AI from the future is not available tonight, so let's get into the articles nonetheless. Let's get going. Very first article's over on the mobile channel. It's time to study lunar lava tubes, and here's a mission that could help. The moon is practically begging to be explored, and the momentum to do so is building. The Artemis program's effort to return astronauts to the moon for the first time since the Apollo missions captures a lot of attention, but there are other efforts underway. And we actually spoke about this many moons ago, might as well just say it. Even go over at Universe Today, put the article together, but it's posted on phys.org. Yeah, that is actually a crater. That's a tube. It's not a crater in the conventional sense, but something punched through the surface and sun is shining down. It's apparently a crater that has something other than your typical bowl-like crater. It looks like a lava tube is what people are hinting at. Supposedly, maybe it's aliens after all. I don't know. In 2023, the ESA put out a call for small lunar missions. The call was associated with their Terra Nova exploration program, which will advance the ESA's exploration of the solar system with robotic scouts and precursor missions. Quote, humankind will benefit from the new discoveries, ambitions, science, inspiration, and challenges the ESA explains on their Terra Nova website. So it has several goals: to land multiple scientific payloads on the surface of the moon, prospecting for the presence of water and other volatile materials that will both reveal its history and help prepare sustainable exploration, locally sourced space resources like potatoes and apparently green peas watered by urine. Let's just move past that. Anyway, yeah, apparently there's some other things going on here. The other reason is these tubes are a window into the moon's volcanic past. They're a record of the magnitude and timing of volcanic activity. The Lunar Leaper is a 10 kilogram or 22 pound leaping robot with 3 legs. It's based on the ETH Space Hopper design that has been refined over 4 years of development. Space Hopper is designed to visit asteroids with much weaker gravity than the moon, but the design can be adapted to work on the lunar surface. So that's what the Space Hopper looks like. Before I get too far, and I already am, there is the link in chat. You can follow it whenever you want. There's more to this article, but what I wanted to draw attention to was the fact that we're sending missions off to Mars and to the moon and to various other bodies out in space, asteroids, etc. And it's ongoing. It's pretty amazing, and I'm really curious what this is all about. Lava tubes on the moon. Let's keep going though. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. And the BMW Vision New Class 6 or 6 Jeepers Creepers X is what I meant to say. Has round battery cells, 4 super brains, and a 3D grille. It's a new concept car, the Vision New, that the automaker says will inform the direction of its future lineup of electric vehicles. The vehicle is a crossover SUV with BMW's distinctive kidney-shaped grille. Quote, well, in parentheses, it says extremely distinctive, but we'll get to that in a second. The bunch of innovative features, especially around its battery and electric architecture, that suggests there's a lot of exciting stuff to come in BMW's future. Yep, drip, drip. We'll see. Andrew J. Hawkins is the author. It's over at The Verge. The deck statement says, BMW is very excited about its new concept, but the author is finding it difficult to get past the flared nostrils in the front. These things right here. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're like all highlighted and stuff. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, that should probably be done away with. Yeesh. Yeah, that's just an ugly front. Of course, the grille is completely unnecessary on an electric vehicle, which lacks an internal combustion engine in need of cooling. It's an interesting watch of BMW's evolving approach to the grille, especially as EV motors replace engines. That's the difference, an electric motor and not an internal combustion engine. This latest iteration will no doubt spark a lot of spicy takes. But the grille is just icing on the cake. The powertrain, and most specifically the battery, is where BMW is putting forward its most interesting ideas about the future of EVs. The battery cells are rounded, which BMW argues is 20% more energy dense than the prismatic cells found in most EV batteries. Now, if I can't swap them out and make my charging a $5 exercise in efficiency and effectiveness, then I think it's all crap. So, beautiful car inside? Sure. Futuristic? Sure. That throws off everything. That's an odd perspective. It actually messes up my head in relation to the ceiling. It makes this perspective wonky. Anyway, not going to get into it. Charging, I think, is dumb. I think that it needs to be fast swap batteries. At home, you can charge, sure. But for the most part, I think that it should be, what do you call it? Fuel cell charging a battery. So it's still full electric, but hybrid in the sense that it uses a hybrid engine, like hydrogen or something else to charge it. And you don't have to sit there and have it plugged in, or it's an option to be plugged in. But I still think the batteries need to be swapped out. Just make it a little central door that you can only unlock from the inside. Obviously, you build a better mousetrap and a better mouse shows up to steal your batteries, but something's got to give. This is just stupid. And the grid doesn't need to be built out to such costly levels if you don't have charging stations all over the freaking place. If you have battery gas station equivalents, right? Battery stations, then you build out to that location. And then just have vehicles driving batteries around instead of gasoline, which I guarantee you has a bigger carbon footprint than any battery. Anyway, let's keep going. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Leprosy is spreading in Florida. Yay, Florida leprosy. Leprosy is on the rise in the U.S. No, let's just say Florida, with Florida seeing a fifth of all new cases. And experts are mystified as to why. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, the article's over at Newsweek. Jess Thompson is the author. It says on the rise again. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, so according to the World Health Organization, about 200,000 cases of the disease occur every year in 120 countries worldwide and are often associated with contact with armadillos. Yeah, because armadillos carry leprosy, which is true. I was warned of that a long time ago when I had an associate that had it was a stuffed armadillo, and there was discussion about it, and they said, armadillos have leprosy. I never picked that thing up again. Obviously, it wouldn't be infected with leprosy, but I just thought it was kind of gross that they have something that contained at one point probably leprosy. Anyway, of the Florida cases, 81% were found in Central Florida. Central Florida leprosy. I don't like that being on the menu. Florida reported 10 cases of leprosy every year between 2002 and 2014. This rose to 29 new cases in 2015. There were 15 new cases in 2023. Gross. Let's keep going though. Not much to say today. I don't think I'm going to be soapboxing all that much. We'll get you in and out of the show a lot quicker, I think, today. The next article is over in Reality Hacker. Hackers found a way to open up any of 3 million hotel keycard locks in seconds. The company behind the SafeLock brand door locks is offering a fix, but it may take months or years to reach some hotels. The article, pardon me, let me throw this into the chat, is over in Wired, and it's by, let me see, who is it by? Andy Greenberg. So yeah, one team of hackers spent those days focused on the lock of a room's door, perhaps its most sensitive piece of technology of all. Now, more than a year and a half later, they're finally bringing to light the results of that work, a technique they discovered that would allow an intruder to open any of the millions of hotel rooms worldwide in seconds with just 2 taps. Today, Ian Carroll, Leonard Waters, and a team of other security researchers are revealing a hotel keycard hacking technique they call UnsafeLock. The technique is a collection of security vulnerabilities that would allow a hacker to almost instantly open several models of SafeLock brand RFID-based keycard locks sold by the Swiss lock maker Dormakaba. The SafeLock systems are installed on 3 million doors worldwide inside 13,000 properties in 131 countries. Yikes. So there's an underlying RFID system Dormakaba uses known as the MyFire Classic. Carroll and Waters have demonstrated just how easily they can open the SafeLock keycard lock. Their technique starts with obtaining any card, say a booking room, by booking a room there or grabbing a keycard out of a box of used ones, then reading a certain code from that card with a $300 RFID read-write device. These are actually cheaper than $300. And writing 2 keycards of their own. When they merely tap those 2 cards on a lock, the first rewrites a certain piece of the lock's data and the second opens it. Yikes. So they figured out a backdoor, basically. Something hinky. There's more in this article, but you can read the rest. I find this kind of stuff fascinating. RFID is secure. What isn't secure is the underlying software that enables it. So if it has some type of 0-day, which this would amount to, I assume that it's being patched. But that's why there are people that bring alternative forms to enhance their own security within a hotel. And then they don't allow anything to remain in their room if it's of any value. Even the safe that's inside a hotel room isn't safe. Just look up Lockpicking Lawyer on YouTube, for crying out loud. Let's keep going. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Solar eclipse sparks warning from court. Traffic generated by people wanting to see the eclipse is expected to put a strain on roads in states that are in the path of totality on April 8th. And Anna Skinner over at Newsweek.com put this article together that says the Supreme Court of New York has issued a warning about impacts caused by the solar eclipse in a few weeks, in an example of how the event may affect everyday lives of people who live and work in the path. No, nothing is going to happen because there's a path of totality across the United States, please. It's just unbelievable that people believe this. Anyway, the spectacle is expected to draw crowds from around the nation as people head to areas in the path of totality to witness the eclipse. Officials across the nation have voiced concerns about stretched public safety resources and enormous strain on local hospitals and congested roadways. At least 4 states have urged residents to stock up on groceries and gas. Anyway, the path of totality will start in Mexico and extend across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine before heading over the North Atlantic. That's kind of what it's going to look like. But you can watch it online. You don't necessarily need to go and stand out there. And if you do not look directly at it. Use some type of Eclipse glasses that you can get. Make sure that they're certified and not some cheap knockoff, because you don't want to scorch your retinas staring at it. Anyway, yeah, don't be goofy. Okay, let's keep going. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily as well. FBI Little Rascals trio, ages 11, 12, and 16, arrested for robbing a Houston bank. Hey, try that in a small town. 3 boys ages 11, 12, and 16, and dubbed the Little Rascals, have been arrested for robbing a bank in Houston. This video has nothing to do with it. It's over at abcnews.go.com. Yeah, I'll show that in a little bit. Anyway, Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said the youngsters are in custody and have been charged with robbery by threat. Gonzalez said that because of their ages, no additional information would be released, and Sheriff's Office didn't immediately respond to a request for more information. The FBI's Houston office says that they were wanted for robbing a Wells Fargo bank in the Greens Point area north of North Houston on March 14th. The FBI had posted an image of the trio on the website formerly known as Twitter, showing all 3 of them wearing hoodies inside the bank's lobby. A message left with the FBI seeking additional information wasn't immediately returned. So they reported that the boys passed a threatening note to the teller before fleeing on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. 16-year-old is going to get probably in the most trouble because they're the older of it, but who knows what kind of criminal minds all 3 of these little rascals. You little rascals. Let's keep going. Or not. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Baltimore is selling hundreds of vacant homes to city residents for just $1 each. In fact, they're selling them to anybody, but local residents get a 90-day first dib at some of these properties. You have to promise to fix them up. They've done it before in the past. Homesteaders in the 1970s getting these $1 buildings, but there are 18,000 units that are vacant right now in the Baltimore area, and they're trying to get them sold. I'm against businesses buying properties. I think that residences should be owned by human beings, not by a business, and then sold and lived in. So I have no problem with these. I don't know if they're abandoned to the fullest extent, i.e. if the mortgages and all of that have been wiped and there's no encumbrances. But for $1 and then a $50,000 grant being given to fix it up, I can see that this could turn things around. There are some people that are arguing, well, it's going to price people out, but at $1 and $50,000 initiative to fix this? Come on. Baltimore is selling city-owned abandoned homes, so they're owned by the city. Okay. So there should be no encumbrance. And so they're going to sell it to the locals first for $1 each. The initiative aims to revive neighborhoods with high crime rates and surplus vacant homes. But if you don't change the nature of the local society when they move into that region, and they own a property at that point, they have to become vested in the protection of their neighborhood, not with additional crime or other violence or anything like that. You have to change your mindset from survival to flourishing. It's a different mindset entirely. The city tried a similar housing program in the 1970s with homesteaders. The city board had approved it on Wednesday in a 4-1 vote, according to the Baltimore Sun. So Business Insider picked this up from the Baltimore Sun. Maryland city crime rates have led to a surplus of vacant homes. People bowing out because people are getting shot and stabbed and assaulted and whatever else. Assaulted versus shot and stabbed, right? Assaulted is the lighter version of those. I'm trying to give categories to this. So it targets about 200 of those city-owned residents initially, of the 18,000 or so that are out there. If you're not a part of the local Baltimore community, then you're going to be able to buy these properties for $3,000. And then the city's offering home repair grants of $50,000 to individuals who are pre-approved for a construction loan. I'm not sure if the grants amount to a total sum that's going to be given. Grant typically refers to it as being given, but then they say for a construction loan. Well, if I enumerate that 50 grand is going to be my limit, then, maybe I should get that grant and I don't have to be quote unquote pre-approved for a loan. Because the people that are buying these may not have additional liquid assets. They simply want a house that they want to move into and make it a home. Baltimore implemented that previous gig in 1970 for $1 each, and it said you can get them, but you have to promise to fix them up. It's the same thing. Some communities in Italy did the same thing many years ago. Maybe it'll turn out great. Who knows? Let's keep going though. In that last article from ABC, this is what actually ended up happening. The video has to do with this article, not the other one. It was kind of interesting. Anyway, over in ohmTown Daily, a hot air balloon crashed into a power line and caused fire. Apparently everybody was okay. But just the other day I was talking about this. Like, I want to go in a hot air balloon, but I've jumped out of an airplane. I've gone scuba diving. I have done a lot of bungee cord jumps in my years, and the only thing that still kind of freaks me out is a hot air balloon, because there's nothing else going on. I don't know if you get your own parachute, but if your balloon pops or you do this, fly into power lines, parachute's not going to help you. Anyway, hot air balloon crashed into power lines and caused a fire, but everyone was okay. 3 people in a hot air balloon escaped largely unscathed after their basket clipped. A power line fell to the ground and caused a brush fire. But the reality of this is a little bit different. So I'm going to hit play on this video. And if you're watching the video, what you can actually see is the power lines sever the cables that are the cords, the wires, or ropes, or whatever it is that's attaching the hot air balloon to the basket. And the hot air balloon just starts floating up into the sky, but the basket kind of flings itself off, crashes to the ground, and then everybody bows out. But it sets the road on fire, and it's pretty spectacular. It's from the Associated Press, but it's over at abcnews.go.com. And that's pretty much the summary of this. It happened over the freeway in Minnesota. Minnesota Department of Transportation traffic camera captured the accident on video. It happened around 6:50 p.m. on Wednesday in Rochester, and police said Preliminary information indicates the pilot was trying to land in a field when a gust of wind pushed the balloon into a power line that runs along Highway 63. Yeah, they fell about 20 to 30 feet to the ground. Meanwhile, the balloon flies off. I don't know if they ever found the balloon. Oh, the balloon was later found 2 miles away. Wow. And I'm glad that they're all okay. Maybe a little banged up, but as long as nobody got hurt. The next article, our penultimate article, Dungeons and Dragons and 50th anniversary. Check out everything new announced so far, according to CNET. Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons announced a heap of cool stuff this week, and here's everything that CNET knows about it. James Bricknell, which has this great name considering one of the things is Lego. Put the article together. It's over at cnet.com. The link to it is right there in chat, and it'll be in the show notes and should be available probably tomorrow morning. So Dungeons & Dragons Converse crossover. It's a pair of shoes that are all D&D'd up. Vecna Eye of Ruin. It's the latest adventure it's kind of... It involves Vecna, but I think it's more because of Stranger Things resurrecting Vecna into everybody's consciousness. Dungeons and Dragons Red Dragon's Tale is a Lego set that's available for pre-order. That's actually like $330, but it's almost 3,200 pieces, which is falling in line with that price to Lego ratio. And D&D Adventure Book sale up to 40% off physical and digital books. Yeah, so there's the Converse. There's the Eye of Ruin from Vecna. It's a D&D adventure. There's the Lego Dungeons and Dragons Red Dragon's Tale. It's actually 3,800 pieces. It has 6 minifigs. It has a beholder. And it comes with an adventure. So, ta-da! And then Player's Manual, DMG, and other books are 40% up to 40% off. So, I'm sure more will come. And CNET might actually post some more things. Maybe update this one as time goes on. I don't know. But I'm gonna do the final. I'm just ripping through this. This is probably the shortest episode I have ever done here in ohmTown, but definitely just want to post this and let you all enjoy your evening. Mayor Watton has some mayoral duties that he has to attend to, and so I'm gonna bow out pretty early. But this article is over in the mobile channel over on ohmTown.com. There is a YouTube channel now dedicated to drivers missing the same curve over and over again. If you've ever heard of this, there are various YouTube channels that are dedicated to things like overpasses, where trucks or trains or something always do something stupid. And this is no different. It says, we all love a bit of Schadenfreude on occasion. Who can blame us? We're only human. So, and if you don't know what Schadenfreude is, or Schadenfreude, it's basically receiving pleasure from somebody else's pain or discomfort. But it isn't the same as watching people get hurt. It's more about discomfort, and not like sadomasochism, Anyway, so when a new YouTube channel pops up and it's just footage of drivers taking a sharp turn too quickly and the results of their screw up, of course, we're going to sit and watch these videos until the cows come home. So Quartz put this article together, and it has a slideshow of these, apparently. The deck statement says, thankfully, the curve looks to be slow enough that none of the crashes appear to be particularly dangerous. Bradley Brownell over at Jalopnik put the article together, but it's posted on QZ.com. Quartz is the real name of the website. And I have sat here watching this GIF over and over and over again of this car just kind of missing the turn and then drifting around the dirt on the opposite side If oncoming traffic would have been there, then it would have been a whole lot worse. But there is an actual slideshow, so come on. Here's the slides. So just jeeping around. Let's go there. Oh, it's the very next one. Okay, I'm gonna hit play and mute it. But it's the same. Oh, whoa. Oh, well, it's icy. I can see why that would have missed. And then there's a Honda. And they miss it too. Whoa, whoa. Oh, that had to hurt. Oh, man, that's an expensive front end there. There's another car on the icy road. Just gonna slide on over. I'm gonna park right here. And then there's just a bunch of them. So go over, follow this link. Let me throw the link into the chat. I'm glad that nobody's hurt, but it sucks. Who knows if there is enough posted sign speed limits and stuff like that. But when it's snowing and icy, there's nothing that you can really do about it. The best laid plans, even with chains on, for crying out loud, you might slide. So slow it down, pay attention. You want to get to your destination, and you can't get there if you go too fast and slide off the road. All right. Well, anyway, this is the shortest show that I've ever done for ohmTown Daily News Show, but we're going to get back into the party bus, and I'm going to race at, let's see, vehicle speeds and slide into the welcome sign of ohmTown.com and go enjoy the rest of your night. I'll post this real quick, and hope you have a good time following these links. In the meantime, I am Mayor Watt. That is ohmTown.com, and I hope that the AI will be available tomorrow for our Friday episode. Saturday and Sunday, we actually do more shows. And here, I'll run them down. So on Saturday, we're going to be having ohmTown Daily News Show. Typically, we're doing it now at 5 o'clock. Then Reality Hacker, then Wanted, and a new show called Warcrafters. And then on Sunday, we're going to do the ohmTown Daily News Show, the Continuity Report, Technology Today, and then Four Wheel Tech, which focuses on vehicles. And that's it, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.